Hey, Terrence LaMont, we are Valuable Media. So we are definitely motivated. People are motivated by love. People are motivated by money. These are two things that come into the consciousness of many people. Many people strive to have, to receive, to experience, to send in all kinds of ways and for all kinds of reasons. So we're getting ready to start this Christmas shopping bonanza that's going to go on in America and some other Western countries. So we're going to be full of this desire and this movement toward spending money because of love, right? So we got these two big aspects coming in that are about to make a big difference in humanity and in the way that we communicate and the way that we understand ourselves is about to shift. It's about to go along with how money, love, how these two work together. Just listen to this excellent podcast. It's the Expanded Podcast. And these ladies were talking about love and money. And one of them broke it down really brilliantly. She did it a lot better than maybe I will. She's definitely doing it different than I would. So I'm going to put that link in the description for this podcast. And you guys can go and listen to their podcast. They got some other things that they talk about. Lots of spirituality. They talk about how we understand who we are, but we don't always know how to communicate it. So there's a lot of that going on in the world. There's always been a lot of that going on in the world. And so what I did before I listened to the podcast is I had a realization that I want to share, and I'm going to share it like this because it's about looking. So what my realization was is that right now I have a pole in front of me, and I also have a bush and another bush, a car, a pole. There's a fence running along here. There's the ground that I can see. There's a flag up above me. There's a light on the pole that's not the pole. There's the word of the business I can see. And what I realized is that this pole that's closest to me, I can almost touch it, but I can't quite touch it. But what I realized is that that pole is there. And then also the sign for the business is there, which is about 200, 300, 400 feet away from me. And so if I am sitting here and I'm looking at that sign, then I'm also seeing that there is a pole here. If I keep my awareness focused on the thing that I perceive to be further away from me, then I can concentrate. And when I relax on that, then I can relax my entire being and I relax on what I'm seeing. And I think you can do this with all the senses, but let's just use sight because that's an important one. So you're sitting with me now. I hope you're doing this exercise and you are looking at something and you're seeing how there's something that's closer to you than what you are looking at. So you know both things exist. So let's just use two things. So you got one that you're aware of and you have one that you're focused on. The one that you're focused on is further away. So sit with that and relax into that experience, holding your attention on the thing that is further perceived to be further away. And just sit with that. And then relax. Relax your eyes, relax your eyesight, relax your body, and try to relax your mind as much as you can. Just drop back into the awareness and then connect with that object that is in the distance. So if you can sit with that object in the distance, what will happen is the one that is closer will also enter your thinking process in a new way if you allow it to. You sit with it and just be patient. So let's do that for a minute maybe or two. And taking a deep breath in between. Don't forget to breathe. Breathe. Breathe in. Breathe out and relax. And breathe in. And breathe out and relax. Holding your attention on that thing that is distant. Feeling the presence of the thing that is closer. And see that it is in space. Everything is now in space. Nothing is more important than anything else. Sitting with, feeling into the space now. There is something that we call distance that comes to the consciousness. Sit with that thought form. 300 yards, 2 feet. What do these thought forms mean? What are they really trying to convey? We are in space. Okay. So there's an experience that I hope you had that relays to you the realization that both of those things exist in the same thing that we call space. And the one that you had your attention on that was further away, you would have been able to connect with that one on purpose. And as you were doing that, the one that was closer would, for me, and I want to know what your experience was, the one that was closer would also now become a point of focus, but not losing focus on the distant one, because that was the choice. That was the focal point, was to be with the one that was in the distance. And so then feeling into the one that was closer and recognizing the infinitude of the space. The fact that 2 feet and 300 feet is a thought form. There's space that you don't have to think about, that we can experience. With our senses, we can know. So that love and money also then exist within that same space. So you are connected to both of those images or those entities, those things, the distant thing, the close thing. So now look at love. A lot of people have money. A lot of people have access to money. A lot of people want money. A lot of people have easier access to money than they do to love. And a lot of people want love, have love, experience love, and have a closer relationship with love than they do with money. So how can we bring these together? These experiences, as the podcaster explained, mirror each other. They work together. One is calling you, the other one is calling you. But it's not about how much you have, because we talk about poverty and we talk about lack of love, inability to focus on love. Everything is love. We say that a lot. Love and money have a relationship. Money is Love is a book, too. I'll put in the description here. PDF for a book called Money is Love. It's another way of looking at this concept. I'm starting to work with this myself, because the things that I love are the things that I can attach myself to, and money can flow through that love channel. I recognize that now, and so I'm going to start experimenting with this and developing a greater connection with money and love as one, and realizing their unified presence together in my experience. So, love to know how you think about that. I'm using this as a money opportunity for me. I want to create both experiences in my life, just like 98% of people want both. They come together. You don't get one and then get the other. They are always intertwined. It's like an Ouroboros. No matter how much you want love, you cannot want love or need love more than you would want and need money. You may believe that that's true, but these things work together. One is not evil, and one is not good. This is the non-duality concept and perspective. So practicing that distant exercise, I love to hear what your experience was. and we'll talk more about this conceptual way of looking at love and money. Thank you. It's Terrence LaMont with We Are Valuable Media. Shalom, namaste, amen. I hope you live in nirvana every day of your life. Remember, I want you to exist more than I want you to breathe.